Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! 53, man out, man out, man out, man out.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. That's into the hands of the tight end, Leggett. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
On second down now, it's Walker. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
Mike, all day, just like that, just like that.
On first down, Garoppolo. It's caught here by Adams. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The end result, 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Here we go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! We own this.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Davante Adams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point good by Prater, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. That's complete. It's Gordon. 12 yards there and a first down. Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up a touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now Murray, he bootlegs it. Blitz coming, and down he goes. D Ford. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Buying time to his left. Murray fighting, lost the football. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Watch out for Hill on the return. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Garoppolo. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Trumaine Johnson. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They will run with Grant. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Well, another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. D. Ford able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got... He rifles one that's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
You got tight. You got tight right there.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And that's complete to Adams. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Here's Murray from midfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Here's Grant. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage that time by Patrick Robinson. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give it maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And that will be incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Returnable for Grant. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. An update from a game going on in Indianapolis. It's the Colts in that one that have grabbed the early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On third down, Grant. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Another try after the first down sack. Murray, 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Throwing is Murray on third down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker Kyle Van Noy. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but, you know, heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget, the tape
hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. This is Grant. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Murray. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Let's go.
Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. He completes it to Henry. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. That's a good job there, creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, it's Walker. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the turnover, here's Murray. This one into the hands of Metcalf. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Gonna give this time to the tailback. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Down. 54. You ain't going nowhere.
Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
It's our time.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 26-yard line.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
I got him.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And Walker has it. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here we go. 180.
53. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Now a draw play. It's Walker. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw. Garoppolo going up top. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Grant.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
They go back to Grant. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. 34 yards there and a 1st down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. That is caught at the 7. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. On 2nd down, here's Murray. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 3rd down, Grant. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. Gay's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Garoppolo gets this one to Hill. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
That's another Vikings 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Garoppolo now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. The tackle by Tremaine Johnson. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Tremaine Johnson could not be contained on the corner blitz.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over. Now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray. Flush to his right. His throw incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
We got 4.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. He hits blue. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. To throw again on 2nd down, Garoppolo. Von Miller make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. And going deep for Hill. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Akello Witherspoon. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st down, it's Grant. Well, I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause of the action. A timeout here defensively. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Back to throw it. Murray. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And that's off the right upright. Thought it might sneak in, but it did not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Back to throw, Garoppolo. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. That's into the hands of the tight end, Leggett. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Second down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Now Garoppolo. He is going to find Hill here. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Fournette, a first down carry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let him break one.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. This from 51 yards for the win. And no, wide left. It's no good. And a tough finish to this one. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium. That certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
You loved
did.
the